Na, yn union. Mae gen ti ffrind arall, felly mae hawl 'da ti dynnu cwrs. Beth yw enw dy ffrind di?
Elen.
Elen, ti'n siarad yn od, meddylydd.
Ie, really weird.
Helen, le ni'n dechrau ar ddi heddi?
Wel, sôn am gacen, fyddi ddiwrnod cenedlaethol cacen siocled heddi.
Reit, oce. Joio.
Ti'n fach?
Do,
Iawn, felly quiz bach i ti. Yn gyntaf, o le tarddodd y gacen Lady Baltimore?
Do you have service?
O Baltimore.
Vodafone?
Baltimore?
America?
I'm on 3.
Yn gywir!
No service.
Dwi'n rili gobeithio fydde ti jyst ddim wedi cael hwnna. A wedyn yn ail, yn gyffredinol, pa gynhwysyn y gallwn ei defnyddio ar gyfer cacen yn lle bananas wedi masho?
Sa'n deall y cwestiwn, ond jyst ar y
My hair's
racket.
coming back. It's just
Na, beth sy'n lliwso?
a
Pwy
bit
ti bod
thicker than.
bananas wedi masho yn y recipe? Beth wyt ti'n sôn lle fe trwy
Pray,
ddim gyda
I
bananas
pray
wedi
to
masho?
Jesus Almighty.
A fale
The
dim
kids
osio?
take after their father.
Oh, na, o ie.
Reit.
Felly os ti'n mynd gweld y slides lle mae'n gweud wyau, a ti'n gallu defnyddio hanner banana wedi masho yn lle wy.
O, oce, achos mae hwnnw'n cyfri fel glybaniaeth, siwt o beth, yn da. Hwnnw fydd y...
Ydy.
Ond fydd blas banana da ti wedi, ond dim ots.
Gawn ni symud ymlaen.
Yes, please.
And on that fish.
Yn ola, pwy sgwennodd y llyfr Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
You
Oh,
see
well
up
done.
there? Is that a rock or is that a house or something? Or
Yeah.
a tree? It looks like if.
Ond ti'n disgwyl i ddweud Charlie?
Gyda
O ti'n
ti.
disgwyl i ddweud Charlie?
Na, fi ddim yn gwybod beth ydych chi'n gweud, sy'n dod beth ydych chi'n
We have that
Ond yn
one
amlwg mae chi
maybe-
cenedl forte.
Ond fy ffôn
Spot on.
fi, odi wir? Odi fel? Odi?
Oh,
O, da iawn, a beth o'r quiz
Iawn,
comic
wel.
heddi?
O, fydd am horrendous.
O, gweitha to.
Cyn i trial y quiz gyddoriaeth fel yn lle.
Ond bydd hwnnw wael bit, reit, oce, reit, ie. Coli off, de.
Iawn. The wind. If you grow trees close together, you get a
Oh.
closed
Oh,
canopy
English.
and not much light gets through. So this is
No,
not
it's fucking
natural
racist.
environment. But we are only in 6.5 hectares. But we do get tawny owls on a regular basis, and other raptors, other birds of prey love it here. So it's nice to know that some English wildlife has adapted
don't worry,
to
I'm good.
these giant trees.
It isn't as
Enjoy
biodiverse as a typical English woodland would be. But on
Thank
the other
you.
hand, if you look at the country as a whole, I think it's absolutely fantastic that we've got something completely ridiculous and wonderful growing here. Part of it makes me feel like a little kid again. I want to go
I
sort
know.
of chasing around things.
Not least because it makes us feel small again, I think. That's what it is, isn't it? It almost reduces us to the perspective of a child's eye view of the world, which we forget as we grow up.
I think so, yes. It's like going back to infant school, isn't it? And everything seems rather strange size when you're an adult.
Well, we've moved out of the redwood forest now to a tree, John, that's much more familiar to me, which is the Leylandii, and I think I could pretty much spot it in any town anywhere in the UK.
Well, this is the tree that everyone loves to hate, isn't it? I mean, these ones that we're looking at now are really very big. I think that the parent tree of these would have been the original from 1888 or so, when two trees that should never have met and certainly never have had sex together were introduced, one from the middle area of California, the Monterey cypress, a sturdy little tree,
Okay,
and
so
the
this is the way to go down to
Alaskan
the house.
Nootka cypress, sometimes called the yellow cedar. And these are two trees, you know, minding their own business, were brought here and hybridized. That is, that the pollen from one tree fertilized the pollen of another tree.
Do we have an
And
extra plastic bag?
the monster hybrid that was produced as a result
No,
exhibited this
No, because that one
quality
has
that
quite a lot
is
of
called hybrid
juice.
vigor. And the
I
one
don't
good
want
thing
it to
about
fall.
the Leylandii is that it's sterile. So the only way that it can propagate is through human intervention. And human beings, boy, have they own to do that.
And Steve Overt is still with us, the volunteer warden here at the site, and there is a very strong local connection.
Well, Leilandi was actually created here. It was discovered a few years ago from where we're standing now, in 1888.
And registered for the first time.
Let the sun come in. Warm up.
Easy populated by Northermen and easy grow.
By about 1970 or so,
Remind me when I see it, when you get off course with Ben.
it suddenly became the tree of choice.
And you refer to this in your book, Around the World in 80 Trees, isn't it? Where you have the brilliant concept of taking a tree for a country and you discuss the culture and what it shows about the country. And
Yes,
Leilandi, for all its benefits or disbenefits, is the one you picked for the UK along with the London Plane.
well, I picked it for England. You know, people say, why not the oak?
The
I
next
thought
books
that
I want to
actually
buy,
the,
you know, those
Leilandi says a lot about the English because of that
Some-
sort of complete hang
what do you
about
call it?
privacy and marking territory and so on.
the next
I love
boots I want to
the fact
buy.
that the House of
And the
Commons
one that you
spent
take to go
22
hiking,
hours,
the
can
one
you
that you
believe,
see the
in
Huddersfield
sort of
people have all the
1990s
time.
debating how to restrict people
It's like a
from
train,
planting
this
these
sort of, but it's
There were
it
murders
has
even around
grip at the bottom,
hedgerows and
kind of
things
thing,
like that.
for when
It's
you
on the
climb
front
in.
page of papers all the time.
there were
Yeah.
all sorts of nasty bits of violence going on, and in the end, a law was taken through the House of Lords
And you get one
that
of that,
allowed
so when you
local
go
authorities to use antisocial
climbing
behaviour
summer
laws
place.
to control people's tree planting.
What we're also looking at here is a pinetum, and the stand of
We can't
Leilandi
see, sorry.
is part of this pinetum. So there are a large
Where?
number of trees here, which is important to see how conifers in particular adapt to climate change.
I could live.
And that's going to be very useful for people who want to plant trees to see which trees they might want to grow. For timber, but also
You
storing
can come here
carbon for
on a
biodiversity
trip.
as well.
I think
A
there's
few
something else
days.
that's absolutely wonderful
Yeah, with
about
a tent.
pinetum,
Just
and that is that
Middle of
people
fucking
tend to
nowhere.
think
yes,
conifers
right there.
will be
Where's the
safe.
greenest
You know,
blanket
they're
of
just
grass?
those sort of
Yeah,
Christmas
and
tree
nice
things
and
Like
flat.
with cones
Just there.
that look quite nice
No.
if you look at them closely. But actually, when you have them all side by side here, you can see just how
You know,
wonderfully
the best
different
from
and
that time
diverse
is
they
when
are.
you catch a
You know,
fish
this
or
one
something
has
in the
little
river or
sort of
whatever,
yellow
and you
tips
just
at the end of its leaves.
roast it,
You know,
roast
so
it.
each of these
That's a lot
wonderful
of work,
creatures
fucking.
has
I'll
its
come
own
with
story,
fish
and,
cans.
Oh,
it's
well,
such a
if you can
beautiful
just
collection
If I
later.
really
that
want
you can
fish,
go
I'll
from
get
tree
some
to tree
fish
and
cans.
story to story.
Yes, as indeed we are
Yeah, but
doing,
it's
and
nice to
great,
have
it's
open
great fun,
fire
and
food.
it's great that we've got you to help us
Nice and
along.
warm at the same time.
Oh.
Eve, we're
I'll
back on
catch
the
it,
coastal
you'll
redwoods
sort it
now.
out.
The sun has come out and it's just bouncing off.
How
the
how about I
branches
catch it,
absolutely
you sort it out?
delightfully, and we're seeing so many
I
different
love you
colours
too.
now. The sunlight on the green pines and then dappling with
Fucking
some of the
hell.
reddy bark of the
You
trunk
better be
as
going
well,
straight
but
past the
that's
hotel
not
and not up that
what
hill.
we've come to appreciate, delightful as it is, because you've come to show us a dedication
I'm
stone
tired as
that
fuck.
commemorates the gifting of these redwoods to the Royal Forestry Society.
This is the key part, really, of this
I'm gonna go back
redwood
to
grove.
Sainsbury's
When Charles
Morrison's.
Ackers donated these trees
I'll,
to the Royal Forestry
I'll
Society
buy
in memory
another.
of his wife. The stone says that peace with nature, this grove she loved so well, is dedicated to the memory of Eleanor Ackers. I think that's a really important sentiment, and we must always remember that.
Well, let's listen to some of the memories of Torrell Freeman, who's the daughter of Charles Ackers.
He died when I was quite young, when I was only 12. But I have very strong memories of him. And he was
The way I
So
was
there
I'm sure
mostly
she's about
after
fucking
my
70
mother
something,
died.
80 something anyway.
And so I would have been only perhaps 8 years old. At that age, any tree looked quite big to me. But I distinctly remember my father
Did you
showing
wonder-
me
No, no, leave it there.
the one
There's,
that fell, and he simply said,
Picked up
"I
some
just
stuff
have
as
to
well.
leave it
Yeah.
to see what happens."
here.
And you
No,
have
I
seen
don't need
now what has happened to it. It's a magnificent
Oh man,
sight.
that cocos,
The gift
it's
was
not so good
dedicated
right
to
now
the memory
in
of
the
my
heat
mother.
that it makes
Being
me
Norwegian, she would have grown up with
get
sparkly
the
woods,
next one,
hills.
Cocos.
So she loved
because I have
trees,
seen
and I'm sure
cocos.
that's why he dedicated it.
Well, you
to
seen
her.
it?
I always feel as if I'm
Oh,
walking into a
purples.
religious space
Oh, okay.
when I walk into the redwoods. It feels, because the needles and the ground are so quiet, it just feels like a very special sort of cathedral in a way. I love the quiet of it.
Tracy and John, you're back here very kindly accompanying us on our voyage of discovery through the redwoods.